Hey everybody, welcome to That's Good Stuff, the show where we review pop culture's newest releases. And this week, the newest release was The Devil Wears Prada 2, sequel to The Devil Wears Prada, which came out in
2006.
2006. So 20 years has gone by. And they
Did
were,
you know that, John, or did you just go off of what she said in the movie?
Hmm.
Mm.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
knew it.
Did she say 20 years?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was before 2006.
Oh, she did? Okay,
Mm.
so this movie was directed by the same director, David Frankel. And
David Franco directed this?
David Frankel. And stars most of the same cast: Meryl Streep, Anne Hathaway, Emily Blunt, and Stanley Tucci. And new cast members are like Lucy Liu and Kenneth Branagh.
What the heck was Kenneth Branagh
I
doing
know.
here?
Dude, I swear he's a spy. He's actually a Russian agent, and he did off poor Irv. That's why he was there. That is my headcanon now. Okay.
Poor Irv just
I
floated
know.
into it,
Poor
but
Irv, man. I'm telling you, it was Prada who did it. So let's get into it. So, The Devil Wears Prada is a sequel to probably the most loved by guys chick flick. And that's why we're reviewing it because we actually saw The Devil Wears Prada. So it's a comedy, and the plot basically sees Andy Sachs. She's like the only person that doesn't know that journalist integrity has been questioned, and
this
it
movie's a little behind on a lot of things.
yeah, it's like they forgot to tell her, hey, no one trusts
New
journalists
York
anymore.
is somehow behind in trends and
It's probably how it is, actually is. But yeah, so she gets fired from her serious journalist job over tax. Everyone in their whole department just gets fired. That's kind of mean. They probably did that on purpose. They get fired at an award show where they're all like winning and racking up the wins. They're like the all-star team, and then they all get fired.
like Rooster Teeth. They just got texts or
Yeah.
emails.
So she needs a new job, and luckily for her, she never has trouble more than 10 minutes in this whole freaking movie. So she luckily gets a job real fast. And
Her
it
old
is,
friend was there.
yeah, we'll learn how she got that new job so fast. But um, so she goes back to Runway. So they need damage control because apparently they were using slave labor that they didn't know about, but they got caught in the scandal. So Irv, who we talked about, is kind of the guy who owns the corporation that owns them, and he hires her to, do their what do they call their features? She's a features editor, so she's gonna write columns to get them back on track and get their rehab their image. So the movie, Andy didn't learn anything from the first movie. Um, and then no one remembers her from the first movie. So she goes and she thinks she's gonna have this grand like reunion with
They remember
Miranda.
her. They're just giving her a hard time.
Stanley remembers her right away because he's like, "Oh, it's that girl that doesn't know anything about fashion."
Stuffed her face with bagels and
Yeah,
soup.
TJ Maxx girl, and but Miranda's like, "Who are you? What are you doing here? I didn't hire you. I don't want you here." And she's like, "Oh no, I thought you wanted me here." Um, Emily Blunt's character, was she Emily in the
Yeah.
movie? She's running like what does she run?
Dior. Dior.
Dior. She runs Dior now. Um, and one of the she's got to be in the movie, so we need to go interview her for one of Andy's new columns. And she's doing good. She's doing the what does she call it? The retail side of stuff. And she's like, I don't know, she's
She
doing fine.
says she in that I think it's that scene. She says retail's doing better than
Yeah.
luxury items, and I'm like, no, it's not. All the main retailers have gone under or have gone bankrupt in some way. So I was like, I don't.
Well, I think she meant like I don't think
Luxury
she
retail.
meant yeah, I don't think she meant like budget, but like she
Yeah.
was saying that now people have to buy $1,000 purses and stuff because they'll look out of touch, or out of fashion. I think that's kind of what she was talking about.
I think in this day, wouldn't you just buy it straight from the company, like Prada or something like that?
Mm.
Wouldn't that be the easier?
Dude, just go to
I don't
Ross.
know
They
fashion. I don't claim to know it. I'm just curious.
so they're working. They're gonna get Runway back on track. Um, I guess she hires all the people that got fired because it
I
seems
know.
like the guy, that guy with the hat's working with her. Um, and he's like, "Hey, her friends. She got this friend, and she's like, hey, you should go buy an apartment because your apartment stinks because it got no water." Uh,
It's got
I
brown water.
mean, she had to be making some money. She was a journalist. So she goes to buy.
How
She's
has
in.
that friendship lasted so long?
I
Was
know.
she in the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I didn't know. Was that Benji guy in the first one?
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay, because it seemed like everyone knew him. They're like, "Oh, Benji." So Emily's dating a guy named Benji, who's like this really rich guy. He's probably a tech bro. I don't know. They didn't say. I don't. Did
He
they say?
was.
Oh, he
He's.
was a
They
tech
said
bro.
he developed code or something like that.
Yeah.
Mm.
So he doesn't know fashion either. But she likes him because he's got lots of money and buys her stuff. Um, and then so they tell Andy like you should go buy an apartment because your apartment sucks. So she goes looks at apartments and she meets this Australian bloke and they hit it off like right away. And they're like, "You're Australian, I like that." And he's like, "I like it too." So they they start dating, and then Lucy Liu's character is this rich lady who's been reclusive because she broke up and it was like a big thing. She got divorced and she's like gone into hiding. And one of the way Andy gets on Miranda's good side is that she gets an interview with this lady who no one could get an interview with. And they do that, and she announces that she's with another person. That makes big headlines. So everything's going pretty well. Miranda is like being looked at by Irv to get promoted to like the bigger job. She'd be like the head of everything, I guess. So they're all like happy, and they go to this. Uh, do we talk about Kenneth Branagh yet? Kenneth Branagh is Miranda's husband. Is he a different husband than the? Yeah, he is.
Mm.
Is his character actually different?
I think it's a different. Is it a different guy? Is it a
I
new
think so,
husband?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. He's a violinist and he's in a concerto and they think it's real cool and he's a real calm guy. Uh, but I tell you, he's evil in the background. You just don't know it. Um, so they go to this big party where Irv is supposed to announce that Miranda's gonna take over as the lead, whatever. And poor Irv, he's got his son. I didn't know his was his son right away, but the guy from The Office, BJ Novak, um, he's his son, and he's like his right hand man. And Irv's at this party, and Kenneth Branagh does his dirty deed, and Irv goes down, man. Just like all of a sudden, just
He
falls on the
goes mission
table.
accomplished and he walks
Yeah.
off.
And a helicopter comes and picks him up. So Irv is gone, man, and they go to a funeral, and Emily's there, and she's like, "Look at these people wearing this trashy garbage," and Andy's like, "Aren't you sad for Irv?" And then so BJ Novak's character, do you remember his name?
Jay?
Jay, yeah. He takes over for his dad, and that's not good for the runway crew because that means big changes, and that means like firing everyone.
That means corporate's gonna do what corporate does.
Yeah, they're gonna start downsizing, and That's no good. Uh,
Immediately they're like, no personal drivers, no Starbucks runs. Do
yeah,
we have a cafeteria, darn it?
you gotta fly on you gotta fly coach economy, I guess they call it now. And they gotta go to Italy, right? Because they're having this big show in Italy, and they wanted who did they want? They want John Legend, but he wouldn't do it because they won't fly his piano out there, so they got to get Lady Gaga. Um, and they go out there, and
Who would want John Legend
I know.
as like a
fashion people, I
fashion music?
guess.
No, his music's like always like boring.
That's what
Yeah.
fashion people like. They
No,
don't
they
want.
don't. They like that.
They like techno.
They like those like house beats, like in when you go and pass by
Hmm.
those shops, and it's like,
True, true. They do like that. But they need a person to sing, Jared. They don't want a DJ.
and John Legend is gonna just do a ballad.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever heard a John Legend song.
Just boring.
It's
Yeah, it's
just boring.
boring.
um, so while they're in Italy, Andy takes it upon herself to kind of save Runway. So she got some schemes, and she goes to Emily, and she's like, "Hey, come try to save Runway with me." So their big plan was to
Get your sugar daddy to buy
yeah,
it.
get Benji to buy Runway, and they do that, but it's a trap. It's a big old betrayal because Miranda's like, "Tell her what you're really good thinking of," and she's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna runway myself," and Miranda's
You never
gone.
thought I was worthy, but I am. And she's like, you're just a punk.
Yeah, she's like, "You think you make fashion, but you don't. You're not a trendsetter." And she's,
You're always just gonna be an Emily.
yeah, and because when Andy was talking to Emily, she never kind of went into why she left Runway. She was just like, I get to do other stuff. But then when you find out, it's because Miranda always held her back and stuff like that. So that's
She
why
was
she.
like, she was the Anakin to her Palpatine
Mhm.
or Obi-Wan or whatever.
And Miranda's like, "You stupid Andy. I mean, you learned nothing from the first movie, and you did it to me again, and we're like screwed because of you." And so she's like, "Okay, I'll take it upon me to, fix things." So she makes Andy talk on the phone all day while she goes and talks to Lady Gaga and looks at runway shows. And it turns out that they do their little thing, and they're like, "Hey, Stanley Tucci, you've been a good employee for so long. So maybe you should, host this thing while we go off and, find a backer to run or to give us money to run Runway." And he's like very touched. And he's like, "I always wanted to do this." But, and then he talks about food in Italy.
Yeah, and he goes off and eats food.
um, and then we learned that Lady Gaga doesn't like Miranda because they had a,
What's the point of her scene? Was it just because she did one of the songs in the
yeah,
soundtrack?
we just
Yeah.
needed a song, Jared. But they're supposed to hate each other. That's what we were supposed to get out of that. So the day is saved because they go back to Lucy Liu, and she's like, "Yeah, I'll give you all the money and I'll give you all the control. You get everything you want because this movie doesn't allow any conflict or anything for more than 10 minutes, and the day is saved." And Andy still hasn't learned nothing. So I didn't really like this movie. It was kind of boring. And it just felt like they didn't know what to do, so they just kind of did the first one over again, but not as well. And
And
like,
they had to do the whole, if there's like an old series that they're doing now, they have to do the whole like social media thing. They
yeah,
have to touch on that or like the PC stuff.
true.
Never
That
there
was
was
mostly for jokes. It was fine. It was just,
Miranda's were funny.
yeah, Miranda's were funny. I did like how she always said, like, "You can't say that." And she's like, "Why not?" um, it just, and then there was that part. I mean, this movie makes Andy look terrible. I thought. I mean, she wasn't very
She didn't look
likable.
good in the first one, to be fair.
You don't think so? Maybe
She
it's just
learned
because her.
though.
Yeah, maybe it's just
in
because
the
her
first.
boyfriend was so terrible too in the
Yeah.
first one. That you didn't really notice how bad she was. But there was that one scene where they're like, "Oh, let's do like the boyfriend scene, but let's make it Andy, who's very selfish and gets mad at the real nice guy and the real nice
The
Australian."
the dudes in this are very just like that's just a random dude, kind of
Yeah.
like in the first one they're like kind of like those kind of like douchey guys that all women love. And this they're just like some random
Yes,
office worker dude that's
yeah, super
uh,
understanding and doesn't have any conflict with her and just like I don't know,
Australian. One was
Australian.
Australian, one
That
was
was his
American.
that was his character was he was Australian.
Australian.
And he had to go talk to Hugh Jackman because Australians like will automatically love each other if they see each other out in public. Um, what did you guys think of the movie? Jonah, we'll go to you first.
I didn't really care. Yeah.
You didn't
I like
care?
the first one. We all like the first one. I don't know why. There's just something about how like that one came together that just everyone just seems to love that movie. This one, like it didn't. It felt like written like too fast, I think. Like there's so much like kind of like background plot going on, but when you get to the end, it doesn't really feel like anything like progressed. Like even for the main character, it kind of feels like it kind of went backwards on her.
Mhm.
Um, it went backwards on like most characters in it, except like you said, Miranda is probably like the best part of the movie, I think, because it's like the only one that feels like it actually like continued it, like where the first left off. Um, but yeah, and it just wasn't as good. I don't think any of like the actors felt like they wanted to be like back here. Like it's just like kind of like a side role for like everyone.
I think it was
Yeah.
the opposite. I think it was just them an excuse for them to hang out
Hmm.
again.
Just do these
It's
characters
surprisingly
again.
like somehow got like everyone back. Like if you look at like the crew and everything, it's like exactly the same as like the first movie. So
Really? Yeah, maybe this is
The
the one time where it's not good to do the exact same thing. I
the
don't
first
know.
yeah,
one was based on a book, wasn't it?
yeah.
Was this one?
I think there was a sequel book.
Hmm.
They
I was
just
Um,
gonna say like if it didn't have its own book, that makes sense because it kind of didn't seem like they
I
had
think
much to
it
work
did
with.
though. I think that explains why it feels like so like overwritten kind of because I think it wanted to have like kind of like a social network kind of like dialogue, but like none of the actors could like keep up with that, so it just comes off like as a little awkward. So
Also, they had the character, the that cat character for Zootopia, the secretary. You know that secretary cop
is
cat.
that him?
It's the same exact character.
Oh,
It's not the same person, but it was
Oh,
like that's the
oh,
same.
her assistant.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, did any of the new characters like make an impact in this
All the
movie?
new characters sucked.
yeah.
Her assistant sucked. That guy sucked. Well, I guess the new Emily was fine. Um,
Wasn't in it much.
yeah,
Yeah, but the thing with Emily in the first one, she was funny because like
Yeah,
stuff would happen to her, but this one, nothing would happen to the like assistant. Just like she was just kind of
she's like the best
there.
part of the first one.
Yeah. Um, and then, like I said, the movie is so like anti-conflict because like the first one, Andy really has to learn how to do fashion and be in that world. This one just feels like, oh, I'll just drink some, eat a bagel, drink some coffee, and I'm like on top of the world again. It's just, yeah, I just,
that's what
It
happens
is,
when you eat a bagel and drink
and
coffee.
even with like the betrayal with Emily, it just like at the end they're just like friends. Oh, you want to be my friend the whole time? I want to
Because
be
they
your
wanted to be
friend
friends the whole time,
the whole
Joseph.
time. It's just like this is so stupid. It's like have some kind of conflict.
Yeah, she needed more tasks like in the first line where she had to like get those manuscripts or like
mm,
Work hard for something.
yeah, do the little side quests. We need side
Yeah.
quests, dang it.
And it felt long. Did it feel long to you guys?
yeah.
It seemed like the same as the other one.
It just felt very kind of dragged out to me.
It at least
Also,
feels like the characters like started here like they feel like they kind of carried over from the first one. Like they don't regress back into like where they started in the first one. because like she knows a little more about fashion, and then the other two.
I think the cool thing
So,
about the first one was that you did learn like a little bit about fashion. In this one, it's just
hmm
we get it's the social media thing again. Like you're not doing anything new. It's just this.
it was more the business side rather than
Yeah.
like the actual design like side of it.
No, I think it was
Yeah,
just the like not even the business side. It was just
it's
I
like
don't know.
the whatever her feature. It was just like, um, and then there was no seal.
Yeah, sure. The
He could
soundtrack
have been
was
singing at the
definitely
end.
not as good.
I mean, I only remember that seal song, but that
Yeah.
was a good song. um, what any other thoughts, Jared? Did you have on it?
There wasn't much ROM or com. It was just
True,
like
yeah. It's
There
like
was in the first one, which I think is part of why I like the first one,
no, there
but
was a decent like amount. I mean, there was like a little bit throughout. It was like the B plot
but it
with
was
yeah.
her
like the
and
death of
Nate.
a romance, not
This
like
one,
a beginning.
yeah.
No, it
This
was
one
like
just she had two guys in the
yeah,
first
the first
one.
one she had two guys.
But they didn't.
But
She
but she
didn't get
ends
with
up
either
liking
of
both
them,
of
right?
them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she didn't get.
And that just like you said, that scene with like Emily at the end reminded me of like the scene with her and Nathan at the end of the first one. So,
Maybe that's why we do like the first one because it's not much of
because it's not a
a
romance movie.
guy. um, but this one really felt like they just threw the boyfriend just so she would have a boyfriend.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Um, anything else, Jared?
Mm, no, not really.
It feels very unnecessary. Like
Hmm.
they should have
Yeah.
just kept it at one movie. I don't know how women are gonna feel about it because women are different than us, and they
It
love
was
the.
all women at our screening. So.
Was it? Yeah, it was
Hmm.
mostly at mine. I think I saw two guys there. They're probably just there with their wives. They, I sat next to this older lady, and she really laughed at that trailer for that movie with the guy who's like it's
The
like
dad or
dad
the
mom.
mom. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's like
Mr.
Mr.
Mom,
Mom or something like that. She really laughed at that. She
Mm.
thought that was great.
our mom really laughed at that.
Really?
Hmm.
um, do you guys, Jonah? Haven't seen The Social Network, right?
I have.
Oh, you have? Are you
Hmm.
looking forward to the second one?
Not
What's it
really,
even
but
gonna
it's
be
the
about?
same. It'd be like later
Yeah,
controversies with Facebook, but that guy's
MMA Zuckerberg.
yeah, it's the same writer and he's like
Yeah,
directing it,
directing.
and a lot of people like him, so I guess we'll see what he does.
It's Fincher, right?
No, it's Aaron Sorkin.
Oh, okay. He
He
wrote
wrote the
it.
first one,
He
now he's
wrote the first.
directing
Okay.
and writing.
Yeah, I don't know. Because that first one, it was a surprisingly good movie.
Hmm.
It's like I didn't expect it to be that good. But who's the new person in it now? Like who's because it's not what's his name?
No, it's another actor. I forget his name. Like Jeremy Strong, I think it is.
Jeremy Strong. Okay. Yeah, I know. I can picture that guy in my head. Um, it just kind of reminds. I don't. They're not. Those movies are nothing like each other, but it's just like it'd be interesting to see because they kind of deal with like 20-year gaps or something like that.
Hmm. That's what it just felt like. It was like kind of trying to be a little more like in this one with like the writing, but
Yeah, because you guys kept mentioning that.
hmm.
Stanley Tucci was fine. We didn't talk much about him, but he's basically the same guy.
Just
Yeah,
have
he's always good in
more.
everything.
Just have more scenes with Miranda being old school, like not being PC and
Yeah, those were the best
correcting
parts,
her.
kind of, was her not saying stuff she should say. Um, but I think this series should end here. Do you think they'll have a third one?
No, it
No,
feels like it's
unless there's a
done.
third book, but
You don't think they'll just throw one just because it makes money?
I don't know what you could do with it is
I mean,
the
they probably
problem.
spent a lot on this too. I don't think it
No, they
made
didn't.
much.
It's
They
only
didn't.
like it made back its budget in like
Hmm.
one day.
Even with all those product or like
I think it
the
was
companies like Prada and shit.
yeah, they probably do that for free just so they can
Yeah.
show off their stuff.
Hmm.
You know what line kind of bothered me? But again, I don't know fashion, so I don't know if it's true or not. It's like when she's like, "Who throws Prada away?" or something like that, or gives it away.
Perfume or something like
No, it's her clothes, right? Because she's
Yeah,
like,
because she mentioned she got rid of the line that she got when she
"Yeah,
went to
yeah," and I'm
Paris.
like,
that. Yeah, but it came with they gave her cologne, like perfume too or something.
but I was like, don't women not want to have old stuff? Don't they like have to have new stuff all the time when they give it away? Yeah, that was what kind of confused me. But maybe they do just keep it in a closet and just have it for some reason.
It's
I
like
don't know.
rare or something.
Yeah. I don't know. The only thing I know about fashion is the little Prada store that's in Texas. That's an art installation
Hmm.
by Martha, Texas. And I was like, that's cool. I kind of want to visit that.
As you can
Um,
see, we're not experts.
That's not even
yeah.
about the fashion. There's
I
a
know.
It's
building.
an art installation. Um,
Still related.
there were some laughs, I guess. Like we said, the Miranda stuff. Is there any other laughs other than those?
Uh, for me, not really.
No. I still think Kenneth Branagh took out Irv.
Some
BJ,
he didn't die by natural means.
no, he just dropped, man. He was like,
It's like,
Irv down. BJ Novak's character was annoying.
Isn't that
But
all his characters?
I mean that like it didn't stand out annoying. It was just like he kind of turned because you didn't like expect that from him in the beginning. You thought he was just kind of there, and then he's like, "Oh, I don't know about fashion. I'm a sports bro now." And
it looked like that was gonna go somewhere, but it didn't.
yeah, I really did.
They were
He
just
just
like fine after a while.
yeah, he just wanted to unload the company. He was fine with that. Um, anything else you guys want to say about this movie?
Not
Not
really.
really.
Not really. All right. Did you like any of the music? I'm trying to. Were you a big Gaga fan?
It wasn't terrible. It just
Yeah,
wasn't.
it
Yeah,
wasn't
it's just
terrible.
there.
It was just I didn't know any of it, and I would say Meryl Streep looks the same, kind of. She did not
Ex
look like she aged
She
that
hasn't
much.
aged a day,
I
dude.
know.
How did you do
Everyone else is
that?
aged,
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
everyone
everyone.
not
else.
her. Yeah.
Emily Blunt looks older, and Anne Hathaway looks older. Kenneth Branagh looks the same, I guess. He kind of looks younger, I'll say, than
Yeah, I think he's de-aging.
he's de-aging because he's a criminal and a secret agent.
Still in her youth.
Still in the youth, man. Um, they mentioned the twins. They didn't show them. I guess they're got to
Yeah.
be adults now. It'd be
Yeah.
funny if they were still kids.
Somehow.
Yeah, they don't age like the mom. All right. So, tell us what you guys thought of the movie. Maybe you have a different perspective if you're a woman, and you can tell us why it was good or not.
Maybe someone that actually knows fashion
Yeah.
has
Yeah.
any thoughts on it.
Like, subscribe, and notify yourself for even more good stuff, and we will see you next time.